Hey there, happiness seekers. Welcome to Elevate Daily, where we seek to give advice that can make your lives brighter and more fulfilling. Today's topic might sound counterintuitive, even a little rebellious, but it's one of the most powerful happiness habits you can learn. Why saying no more often could make you happier. We're diving deep into the psychology of boundaries, why our brains struggle to decline requests, and how reclaiming your time and energy can actually make life lighter, calmer, and more meaningful. And before we get started, if you enjoy insights that help you live with more joy and self-awareness, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Elevate Daily. It really helps our community grow, and it keeps these mindful conversations coming your way. Section 1. The hidden weight of yes. Let's start with a familiar feeling. Someone asks for a favor, maybe to help with a project, watch their kids, or take on an extra task at work. Your mind flashes a warning. I'm already exhausted. But before you can think twice, out comes that little word. Sure, you've just said yes again. We often say yes to avoid conflict, to seem kind, to stay liked. But each unnecessary yes is like adding a small pebble to your backpack. It doesn't seem heavy at first, but over time, the weight becomes crushing. Psychologists call this people-pleasing fatigue, a slow erosion of emotional energy that leads to stress, resentment, and even burnout. And here's the twist. The very thing we do to make others happy often makes us less happy in the long run. Section 2. The brain science behind boundaries. So why is it so hard to say no? It turns out the discomfort of saying no isn't just emotional, it's neurological. Our brains are wired for social belonging. Saying no activates the same threat centers that respond to rejection or conflict. Your brain literally interprets no as risky because it fears losing connection or approval. But here's what's fascinating. Every time you do say no respectfully, your brain starts rewiring. You teach your nervous system that setting limits isn't dangerous, it's protective. Over time, no becomes a signal of self-respect, not guilt. When you choose where to place your energy, you also regulate your stress response. You're telling your brain, my peace matters too. Section 3. Why no is a happiness multiplier. Think of happiness as a cup. Every yes you give out pours a little bit from your cup into someone else's. And that's okay. Generosity is beautiful. But if you never refill your own cup, what happens? Eventually, you're giving from emptiness. Frustration replaces joy, and kindness starts to feel like a chore. Saying no isn't about being selfish, it's about sustainability. Each no gives you space to rest without guilt. Focus on what truly matters. Protect the quality of your yes. When your time and energy align with your values, happiness flows more naturally. You stop spreading yourself thin and start living with intention. Section 4. The yes to no balance test. Here's a quick mental exercise to test your current balance. In the past week, how many things did you agree to that you didn't actually want to do? Now imagine replacing just one of those yeses with a mindful no. What could you have done with that time? Rested, journaled, taken a walk? Often our no creates space for the small joys we've been postponing, the ones that recharge our emotional batteries. Section 5. The emotional ripple effect. Saying no doesn't just protect your happiness, it models healthy boundaries for others too. When you set limits with kindness, you teach the people around you that respect goes both ways. You normalize rest, self-care, and honesty. And something magical happens. Your relationships deepen. They become based on authenticity, not obligation. People begin to trust your yeses more because they know they come from a place of truth, not pressure. Section 6. The gentle art of saying no. So how can we say no without guilt or awkwardness? Let's look at a few gentle strategies. 1. The pause. Before replying, take a breath. A simple "let me think about it" buys you time to decide from clarity, not panic. 2. The kind decline. You can be firm and warm at the same time. Try, "I'd love to help, but I don't have the bandwidth right now." Or, "That sounds great, but I need to prioritize my current commitments." 3. The swap. If you genuinely care but can't commit, offer an alternative. "I can't do that this week, but I'd be happy to help next month." 4. The values filter. Ask yourself, does this align with what's truly important to me? If it doesn't, it's probably a no, and that's okay. Remember, saying no to others is often saying yes to yourself. Section 7. The happiness rebound effect. Here's where the science gets exciting. Studies show that people who maintain strong personal boundaries experience lower stress, better focus, and higher life satisfaction. When you reduce overcommitment, your brain experiences fewer micro-stress spikes, those tiny bursts of cortisol that accumulate throughout the day. And as your mental load lightens, your emotional resilience strengthens. You start noticing joy in everyday details. A sunrise, laughter, quiet moments. Saying no isn't rejection, it's restoration. Section 8. Overcoming the guilt trap. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Guilt. Many of us were raised to equate kindness with compliance. So when we decline something, guilt sneaks in, whispering, "You're letting someone down." But here's a reframe. Your job isn't to make everyone happy. It's to show up authentically. Guilt often fades once you realize that others adapt. They find new solutions, or they respect your honesty. In time, your no earns respect rather than resentment. So next time guilt shows up, remind yourself, you're not rejecting a person. You're honoring your limits. Section 9. Building a healthy no habit. Start small. This week, choose one thing you'll consciously say no to, something that drains you or doesn't align with your goals. Afterward, notice how you feel. Do you breathe easier? Does your schedule feel lighter? That's your emotional system recalibrating. With practice, each no gets easier. You stop needing external validation and start trusting your own boundaries. So, happiness seekers, the takeaway is simple but profound. Happiness isn't about saying yes to everything. It's about saying yes to the right things. Protect your peace. Guard your energy. Let your no be gentle, firm, and free of guilt, because every no makes space for a more authentic, joyful yes. If today's message resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Elevate Daily for more thoughtful, heart-centered insights just like this one. Until next time, stay kind, stay grounded, and remember, the happiest life isn't the fullest schedule, it's the truest one.